Hey guys, so I'm doing a video that you guys requested, and that is what do I bring to UWC, or in my case RCN, and sort of what you pack and what you should bring and what you shouldn't, and yeah, stuff like that. So if you're coming to RCN and you're in the Students for Student group, which if you're not, you should join it. I think it's like Students for Student, RCN, whatever, you'll find it. You should have seen a packing list, and I think it's a pretty old packing list because it's not really like they list in red like really necessary stuff that I don't think is really necessary. So I just want to say what I brought with me and what I regret bringing with me and stuff like that. So I made a little list. First, I can tell you how much luggage I brought. So I brought a big suitcase, which is like 20 kilos, and then a hand luggage case, which was 10 kilos, and then I brought my guitar, and I could put some stuff in the case and stuff like that. Yes, I will talk about instruments and bringing them later, but I'm gonna start by talking about the academic stuff. On the list, it says you should bring a lot of pencils and erasers and notebooks because they get lost easily. But the thing is, you don't have to. Just bring a few. You can either buy it in the stores around if you run out, or the school also has this office where they give out pencils and erasers. At least I received, or I could go there and get a math notebook and an eraser and stuff like that. And I know they have regular notebooks and pencils and stuff like that I don't think you need to pay for, and I don't think you need to be on student support for that. Yeah, so that's that. But also, I think it says in the list that you need to bring a graphic calculator. And I mean, I only know about math studies, but in math studies we all got a graphic calculator that we have to return at the end of the 2 years. So if you don't have one, don't go out and buy it. You will be able probably to get it at school. But if you have one, there's no harm in bringing it. I think that's all about academic stuff. Now when it comes to electronics, you need, well, if you have a laptop, bring your laptop and everything that goes with it, like the chargers and like common sense with your electronics. If you have a phone, bring a charger and bring headphones and stuff. But if you don't have a laptop, don't go and buy it. The school will probably be able to lend you one. So that should be fine. Some room things. A necessity is to bring a curtain, which is, I'll put here the measurements for it. You can choose to either have one whole curtain that covers your whole bed, or two, when you can like open it in the middle and stuff, and I think that's really nice. I have two. For me, it was quite hard to find ones with the exact measurement, so I had to make my grandma sew them, and mine are quite thin. And keep in mind that in the summer in Norway, the sun goes down pretty late. You might want to think about getting some light blocking ones. But other general things for the room is like, it's nice to bring pictures, and if you have space, maybe bring a blanket, but it's not a necessity, it's only if you want to. I guess this is involved in the room thing, but at RCN, there's this big culture for having tea with people, and sort of when the first years arrive, both first years invite first years and second years invite first years and vice versa to tea as a way of getting to know each other. So bring a cup. Doesn't matter what kind of cup. It's good to bring it. As for clothes, bring water and weatherproof clothing. Like waterproof pants and shoes are what's gonna save you. Also, what saved me, I didn't bring it, I bought it in the store in Dale, is an umbrella. Honestly, I've never used an umbrella before, but it saves my life and makes it so much easier to get from class to class. But otherwise, just bring your normal clothes, but maybe a little warmer clothes. Like, bring lots of sweaters and stuff like that. But don't bring too much. That's a general rule. Don't bring too much stuff, because you'll regret it at the end of the 2 years. As for like sleeping bags and like outdoorsy, like tents and skis and stuff, you'll be able to get at the school, so you don't need to worry about that. If you have space in your luggage, I during after Christmas break, I brought my own sheets. The school does provide them for you, but one thing that I really liked is like a stretch on sheet that I could attach to my bed, because at school they're just like straight, and if you're in the top bunk, it can be kind of hard to make your bed. But it's fine, and I manage completely. I just prefer having my own sheets, and it makes it feel a little more homey. Another thing that's great that you don't have to bring, you can get in Dale or Flekke, are fairy lights. They make everything more cozier and nice and pretty. But it's not a necessity, it's just a fun thing. For the bathroom, bring a towel, maybe two. I have two. Bring, your toothbrush and makeup remover, but remember, all these things, if you don't need to bring a year worth of toothpaste. You can go to the store. It's no problem. Again, yeah, with clothes, I'm going back and forth now, but bring a bathing suit, maybe bring some snacks from your country. You're gonna start missing things that you never knew you'd miss. After my first term, I was really craving like sweet chili Dorito chips, because they don't sell Doritos in Norway. Well, they sell the orange type, but it's really expensive. If you have a flag for your country, bring it. A nice thing to bring would be a lunchbox. I don't have a lunchbox, but sometimes you'll go on trips and stuff, and then it's nice to be able to pack your lunch in a box and not just like one-use plastic. Another thing I have at RCN is a hammock that my dad bought for me and sent to Norway. It's not a necessity at all, and you could buy it in Norway if you really want to, but people have it usually, and you could borrow things. And that's a rule with anything. Like, you can always ask to borrow things. But yeah, that's a really nice thing. I like having a hammock, and then you can go and sit in a hammock with your friends and stuff. Now with instruments, if you want to bring an instrument, you can. There is a music room where there are guitars and keyboards, and I think the school has like 3 pianos, like one big one and then 2 kind of shitty ones. But they're fine. But so yeah, maybe if you don't mind using those, like the guitars are great. They have electric ones and non-electric guitars, but you don't have to. I mean, most people feel like they bring their instruments and then they don't really play them, and it can be expensive to buy an extra bag, so maybe think about if you want to spend money on that. For me, it's kind of important because I do a lot of music. But yeah, I think that's about it. As a general rule, most things that you don't have, you can either buy in the stores around or borrow from someone. So don't bring a lot of stuff. And also, just a quick tip before I finish this video. Bring food to the airport, because at least when you come to RCN, you're gonna be arriving late. Well, first of all, you're gonna be spending a lot of time in the airport waiting with everyone for the buses and yeah. and you're gonna get really hungry. And the school at the airport, they have some food, and same as when you get to campus, they had some food, and I think we're gonna try to improve that better and have more food available as you come. But some people had been traveling for like 24 hours and hadn't eaten really, arriving at RCN at 1 in the night and not having any dinner or even lunch, and they were starving. So bring some snacks, and even if you have space and you want to, bring maybe an extra sandwich if you meet someone cool and they're like, I'm so hungry, and you're like, I got you a sandwich, here you go, you've made a friend. Oh my god, that was so nerdy, but whatever. I have 2 things to add. One, if you have your national costume, bring it, if it's not too expensive and stuff. Second, we have a phenomenon at school called the clothing store, where students are supposed to be able to get clothes, like winter boots and jackets and socks and stuff that older students have left. The thing is, people usually that are on student support, travel support, or from non-European and like North American countries are usually the ones that get priority. Well, not usually, they get priority, which is understandable. So, because I relied on that, I was like, I'm gonna not gonna go out and buy hiking boots because I can get them at the clothing store, and then I wasn't able to. So maybe keep that in mind. If you really want to do some hiking or some outdoor activities, then if you can, try to prioritize those things over maybe that one extra sweater you like or something. I think that's about it. I'm excited to be back. I'm really excited to go back to school. I'll be less stressed once I get this video out because I've been dreading it. Or putting it off, kind of not dreading it. But if you're coming to RCN, I'm excited to see you. I hope you have a safe flight, and if you're not going to RCN and you're going to UWC school, these rules, or not these rules, but these tips might be helpful for you, except maybe if you're going to fucking Costa Rica, you're not gonna need so much like thermal underwear. You need your shorts and your t-shirts, and I'm not jealous at all. But yeah, but hopefully this was helpful, and hopefully if you're not going to UWC school, this was still interesting if you even bothered to watch the whole thing. I tried to not make it too long. But I'll see you maybe even next Sunday. Maybe the Sunday after that. I don't know if I'll do a thing. Yeah. Alright. Goodbye.